God, you're father now.
Welcome back, y'all. It's the host, Mr. LaQuint Johnson Sr., Mr. P.H.D. and me himself. And today, I am proud to bring to you one of the incredible individuals that we like to talk to here on Entrepreneurs Unleashed. So sit back, relax. We're going to take y'all on a ride today. Absolutely. Welcome, y'all. So today we got Mr. Montrice Andrews here today. And in my humble opinion, he's a prime example of what a young entrepreneur is supposed to be, the image, the mentality, the entire makeup. I've heard nothing but good things about him prior to meeting him, and I'm ready for him to unpack his story, tell you guys about himself and what he does, and he's pretty much going to concrete the reason why he's sitting here on his platform today. So without further ado, Mr. Andrews.
Thank you so much.
Man, I appreciate you.
I really appreciate you having me. And I think it's a great thing what you're doing here, allowing young entrepreneurs to just come and tell their story, their side of the story, and showing the youth that it's possible, that you can actually get out here and get after it. So I really appreciate you having me.
It's definitely tough to be something you've never seen.
Absolutely.
I've been chasing that my entire life. Like, I'm trying to be this man that I never saw right in front of me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Almost like reading the Bible and talking about Jesus, and it's like we all chasing that perfection.
Absolutely.
And never seen it.
100%.
So having concrete evidence of that type of individual existing is the reason why this platform exists. I have to show them what's really going on.
Absolutely.
We're not flashy, we're not loud, but we out here getting it done.
Kudos to you. I appreciate it. Kudos to you.
And individuals like us, they're just like that. We're not loud, we're not cocky, we're not none of that stuff, but we're living those things that people want.
Absolutely.
So I need you to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then elaborate a little more on your company and what you guys do.
Okay. So my name is Montrice Andrews, born and raised in North Carolina. I'm the father of twin boys, so love them to death.
I know your house is crazy.
Yeah, it get
boys.
crazy.
I got two downstairs, and man, yeah, never though. Never.
Never. I'm the CEO and founder of DrewWay, and our mission at DrewWay is boys and girls at the age of 8 to 14 to teach them about elite speed and how to get faster. We usually go towards track runners, but any sport is welcome. You need speed in every single sport. Soccer, football, every single sport. So that's our mission, to take 8 to 14-year-old boys and girls and teach them how to obtain elite speed.
So being an athlete myself, one of the things that I've found consistent in the athletic world, most of us aren't trained on technique, on how to, like, every sport involves running. But if you haven't run track, nobody taught us how to run.
Exactly. And then you realize that by the time you get like older in age, it's like, man, I could have been learning this when I was a kid, you know. And I think it's all about technique. Like, a lot of people think they can just, some people are gifted, but a lot of people think they can just get out there and just run with the best of them. No, it's about technique. Like that. You got to get the know-how to. And we partnered with former Team USA runners and college D1 track coaches. So we have a very good team over here, and we'll definitely get the job done.
I love it. I love what you're doing, because some kids just don't have that access. Some kids, you know, we were a different generation. We went outside and we ran, we raced each other, we did stuff like that. And most of these kids aren't even involved in running. Both of us being prior military or current military, we know that most kids come to basic and this is their first time doing a push-up, running, doing a sit-up. So it's like they're not getting that exposure early that we got.
Absolutely.
You know, we got it from best friends, cousins, all of this stuff. So we got a lot of experience, a lot of hours. So also, I would like to ask, how did you get involved? Like, how long have you been involved in sports, and how did you get involved in this particular business?
I've been in Sports all my life, like you said, like whether it was running in the backyard, running in racing cousins, and playing tackle football outside, to like organized sports, playing basketball for schools, football and things like that. And as I started transitioning like to the military and trying to grow my business, I realized that if I would have learned the techniques at an early age,
Would have been a
ain't no
problem.
telling where I would be right now. Ain't no telling where I would be right now.
A different type of energy.
exactly right. So I was thinking, if I could just somehow figure out how to teach these kids the techniques, the proper ways of running, and proper form and everything, they would be where I wanted to be, at when they get there. So I just thought it would be a great thing to partner with these type of mentors for these children. So
I love it, man. I love it, because if the pre-existing members and family members, we don't have followers or we don't have fans, we have family members.
Exactly.
The pre-existing P.H.D. and me family members know we're all about creating opportunity, because most of us came from the reality of having little to none. I was a person with no opportunities.
None.
Everything that I have, I created with my bare hands and my mind. So if I can't leave that type of change or impact on the world, whatever my due date is that I expire, I wasted it, because I didn't change anything in the world if it's still happening to others and it happened to me. So even with entrepreneurs, man, I try to seek out new entrepreneurs, whatever their business is, give them a chance.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything mentally that I've built has been on the premises of the lack of opportunities. So to me, hearing that story shows me I'm allowing the youth to experience something that maybe my mama couldn't even afford.
Exactly.
Maybe I wasn't even exposed to.
100%.
That's the point of to me, that's the point of doing business. You know what I'm saying? To make a change, to create an answer for a need. That's all it is. And we know there's some underprivileged kids,
absolutely,
young adults.
We were there before. Yeah, exactly.
We was in the shoes.
That was us.
So we know those shoes out there exist. So I love what I'm hearing, because now I'm a bigger fan and I'm a bigger follower, just sitting beside you, hearing the reason behind the business.
Absolutely.
And that's the point of this.
And we could have 1,000 kids. If one kid make it to where they want to be, that's a win for us. Which I know it would be a lot more than one, especially with the team that we have. But if one kid makes it, that's a win for DrewWay. That's a win for the kid. That's a win for the parents. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins. Exactly. So I love that, man. That's what this is about. That's what I love to see the viewers experience when they watch this, because we're out here creating opportunities, and we're doing it. Ironically, that's a perfect segue into the next question. We're doing these things that we're talking about while battling these challenges of time management. We got careers, we got families. I got 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm all over the place. 2 boys, 2 girls. One lives in a different state, the rest live in the house with us. So it's like I'm always all over the place. Wife still active duty, so we, I'm just retired. So my schedule got a schedule. Like, man, don't tell me you don't have time for something when 24 hours ain't enough for me. But I make it all happen in a condensed. I have to. What choice do I have? So with that being said, how do you manage your time effectively? Because I know you're still serving while doing this business, while being a father.
Absolutely.
How do you do it?
Well, first of all, it's a great question. So how I manage my time is I prioritize. What's important in my life? What is important in my life? If I pass away today, what is important in my life? And number one is providing for my family. That's very, very important. I feel like that's my role as a father. So my first thing is provide for my family. So I don't want to say the business comes first, but without the business and the army and these things, I wouldn't be able to take care of the things I need to take care of. So, so my business, my children, and just being a father. Being a father is one of the best things that ever happened to me. So so I have to be a leader, and I also have to be an example for my children. So as far as managing my time, I just prioritize, and everything else falls into line. And the crazy thing is, like, whenever you do prioritize, you start realizing how much time you don't have for Facebook, or how much time you don't have for Instagram, or playing the game and things like that. All that stuff comes afterwards.
So. Now you talking to him. I hope y'all listening what he just said, because I can attest for that. We just had a conversation a couple of days ago, and that was one of the topics. Like, you got time.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling, we can go down your day, and before we get to 9 to 10 o'clock, man, I can show you 10. I can show you at least 5 to 6 wasted hours.
Exactly.
Before we even get to noon, I'm gonna be like, man, you woke up at 5. What did you get done from 5 to noon? And the person will tell me probably a lot of BS. BS. All I hear is BS, BS. But like I tell them, man, there is not a recycling bin for wasted time.
Oh no, you don't get
that back. No. Once that minute, that second it expires immediately, and you don't get it back. And if you conscious or cognizant enough, you will use that particular second, that particular minute for what you deem important.
Absolutely.
Because at that point, the game is more important than whatever goals you got.
Absolutely. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
the game is more important than your family. The whatever extracurricular, the alcohol, the booze, the weed, whatever it is, at whatever point in time you're using it, you're choosing that over every other thing you could be doing at that second.
Exactly.
So don't tell me you don't. Like, people kill me with, I don't have time, sorry. Because when I was in, I don't have time, sorry. I don't got time.
Okay.
I'm like, you had plenty of it.
There's going to be a time when you really don't have time.
Bro, you expiring every second. What you mean you don't have time?
Exactly.
Like, you don't have time to do half of the stuff you're doing. So I'm very excited that you led it that way, because that's absolutely true, and they need to hear it. Young people that are striving for success, bro, I'm 38, soon to be 39 years old. And I have been striving for a particular way of life my entire life. Don't come in the middle of my race and tell me you ready to be at the end.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, don't work like that.
Don't insert yourself while I'm tired. I've been running for 38 years, and you tell me you just start running and you ready to be done.
No.
That ain't how this works, man. No. When you building a dream, man, it take every ounce of blood, sweat, tears, every second, every minute, and the more you invest, because it doesn't cost you time when you're building your dream. It's an investment. What we're working on at DrewWay is an investment.
Absolutely.
It ain't even just a business, man. It's my livelihood tied up in this.
Exactly.
Talk crazy about DrewWay in front of me if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, support it or get out the way. Because this is my life. This is my life I'm putting into this. Whenever I do a session with you for an hour, I didn't come up with that in an hour. It took me years to come up with that, dude. It took me decades. So I'm loving that they can hear this, and I want to take it here right now. What strategies? We understand you prioritize, which should be gone, without being said, but people still don't understand
the know-how.
Put the first things first. Okay. So what are some of the strategies that you use to complete a project or be a success at what you're doing? What are some of the strategies? Even just one is good.
Okay. Number one, I would say praying. That's the number one thing, because you think you know it all until you meet the one that actually know it all. till you fall in love with the one who truly knows it all. So praying is number one. After that, I would say a lot of people wouldn't think so, but for me, writing things down. So when I say prioritize, and you actually write down your priorities, you speak it to yourself, and you're reading it. So it attacks different sides of the brain. So writing it down is very, very important. And then after you write it down, it's just practice. It's just practicing what you write down.
So basically, you telling me writing it down probably activates the subconscious mind.
Absolutely.
Consciously writing it down activates the subconscious mind, which actually is gonna manifest whatever you wrote down into your reality.
Absolutely.
They say that in that book right there.
It's crazy how it comes full circle.
It's crazy how we are always searching for answers, and normally they,
Right
6 inches away from your face.
Right in front.
But we look like one thing I say all the time, we look for the answers outward, but they in here.
Exactly.
You just gotta clear your mind, pray. You gotta clear your mind. You gotta be in a receiving position. You've been given everything you need to complete your task on this earth at birth.
Exactly.
You don't go out there and acquire. It's given to you. You gotta hone yourself and manifest it from in here.
Well, what makes it hard to do that these days is distractions.
It's creative distraction.
And the crazy thing is that you know what a distraction is. If you can list out the pros and cons of your life, you can be able to tell what the distraction is. Whether it's I spend too much time on TikTok. I don't even have a TikTok. I spend too much time on Instagram. I have a business Instagram. I had to eliminate every single distraction. There was a point when I first started building the brand. I had to pack my game up and put it in my closet. I said, I can't do this no more. I can't do both. So
I can't split that second.
It's hard.
For negative and positive.
Exactly.
I can split a second for negative and negative, or positive and positive, but I can't split it for negative and positive. They're on separate ends, just like a battery.
Exactly.
If you're trying to charge your life up, the negative on one end, the positive on one end, they not together. So you can't, even if you put them together, it's gonna get a different reaction than having them separated and then plugged into the source.
100%. 100%.
So that's what you gotta understand as an entrepreneur. It's gonna take everything you got. It's gonna take everything. It's gonna demand everything you got. And it's gonna keep going until you give in or you break through. It ain't gonna give up.
Nah.
It's gonna be like, that girl gonna be like, I know you ain't about to answer that call. I know you ain't about to leave. I know you about to get on that plane. Yes, I am, because I have you. If I stay here with you, that's all I'm gonna have. I'm gone.
Exactly.
You be here when I get back, or you don't. Either way,
it'll benefit us both, or it'll just benefit me. Whichever route you want to take.
If you listening, you can't have both. You're gonna sacrifice on the front end, or you're gonna sacrifice on the back end. You're gonna sacrifice these distractions, or you're gonna sacrifice your dreams. One of the two. It's gonna happen. One of the two gonna end up on that cross.
And then it's just up to you which one is more important
it's
to you.
It's up to you.
Which one is more important to you?
Nah, it's left to your decision. You decide. You gonna spend that next second investing in yourself, or you gonna spend that next second investing in your distraction.
But the sad reality is most people are going to choose that way. And it's just a sad reality that everybody can't be a winner. Everybody can't lose. Because of the simple fact that it takes so much to be a winner, and a lot of people are not willing to put in the grind and the grit that it takes to be that winner, so they just accept losing. And for that to be winners, there has to be losers. It has to be. So
well, there's no such thing as a winner.
Exactly.
If everybody get a trophy, what is a trophy? You just diminish the definition of the trophy.
Exactly.
Why we all get a trophy? I scored 20. I scored 30 points. Why you getting a trophy?
Exactly.
So that's just the harsh reality, and we have to live in reality, man.
Absolutely.
Like, most people delusional. They delusional. They think they're gonna sit back on their rump and everything is information not even gonna come to you. Oh, yeah. Most times, if information comes to you, if I gave you this book right now, you won't read it because you didn't invest in it.
Absolutely.
And if I ask you for $10 for this book, you're gonna look at this book later on tonight like, man, I spent $10. You know what I had to do to get that $10?
Exactly.
I'm about to open this joint. Even if you don't read but 1 or 2 pages, the fact that you lost or waged something for this information gonna make you read it. But 100%. When you don't wage anything for it, I can give you a business and you won't do business one day.
Know what to do.
You won't know what to do.
But I guarantee you, if you took out a business loan for $100,000
magically you'll find your way.
Yeah, you gonna run it. You gonna run it.
You're gonna find every bit of information, every bit of literature, every person that ever came along that did that. You're gonna find your way in to rub elbows with that person.
Exactly.
But let me come give you $1 million. Man, you'll be poor tomorrow.
Exactly.
You'll give it to 1 million other millionaires. You'll give $1 to every millionaire you can think of.
Exactly. Not even knowing it. Not even knowing it. Yeah, you got a Maserati, but that's it.
Maserati got your money.
Exactly.
He giving away cars to get your money in return. But you fooling it. Okay, all right. So I love it, man. I love the way the direction of this is going because it's a fire here, man. Like minds think alike. You won't find me in any type of entanglement with losers.
You can't be.
Like you will not infiltrate my camp with that losing mentality.
You can't be.
I will, bro. I was telling the other day, I can't keep a workout partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? One of my real workouts is probably about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing 10 sets of 10 everything.
I love it.
Everything in the gym.
I love it.
And we probably gonna go run before or after. And we probably gonna shoot ball after.
No, man.
And guess what? People don't make it to day 2. I will allow you to walk out my life before I have to kick you out because weakness cannot stand near me.
Absolutely.
Mentally or physically, because that'll bring me down. You know what I'm saying? Apples and apples, man. You sitting next to a rotten apple, after a while you start rotting.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's on you.
So that's exactly how it is, and I'm the type that I can't have any type of losing spirit around me. I don't like it. That's why I'm here, because I'm only around winners, only around people who striving to do better. You may not be where you want to be right now, but if you keep going, you will be there. And those are the type of people I like to be around. I like to surround myself around straight winners, people who want to get their body right, people who want to just strive to do better. And a lot of people call it arrogant, a lot of people call it conceited, but I just have my ways. I cannot surround myself with people who don't want to do better, because it will affect you. It will just leave a stain on you, and you will become a product of your environment, and that's not the type of thing that I'm.
And we work too hard to get away from it, to get out of that. Like I've lived in the projects the majority of my life, and neighbors, like I tell people, even when they come out here to this neighborhood, neighbors are neighbors because they think somewhat alike. You know what I'm saying? Like I found that out. I moved on this street. I wasn't supposed to be looking for a house. I wanted to stay on military facility and all that good stuff. And something happened, so I was just like, all right, cool. My wife wanted another place. We already have a house, but she wanted another house. All right, cool, whatever. I didn't, for the first time in my life, I didn't fight it. I was like, okay, it's a reason. Long story short, we ended up, the house we wanted, we didn't end up in it. She didn't like this house, didn't want anything to do with this house. I saw it, the first time I saw it, I said, this is our house. I actually saw us upstairs up here doing this. Nothing was in the house. Nothing, not one object was in this house. I saw this room, I saw the TVs right there, I saw it all plain as day. We looked at this house like 4 more times. She came by herself, I came by myself, we came twice together. I'm like, I don't know what she doing.
God already placed the vision in you.
I literally heard it. I heard him. He said, this the house. I heard the voice. So I'm like, okay. Now I gotta convince her. I promise you, bro, my neighbor got the same story.
That's crazy.
Like we wasn't supposed to be out here. The house we wanted got sold. I'm just listening to him talk. Bro, you don't become neighbors because of coincidence. You either got to be making the same amount of money.
Exactly.
Houses cost the same.
Something in common.
You gotta have the same taste. We're on the same block.
Exactly.
We a few feet away from each other.
Exactly.
You don't become neighbors without first having the same mindset. You know what I'm saying? So when I was young, I used to do this little tactic. I used to go to the I don't want to call it that because of the time, but I used to go to the more I want to say rich neighborhoods.
Okay.
I don't want to say what I want to say.
I got you. I know what you're talking about.
You know,
I don't been in them.
Yeah, we got some conversations and
Yeah.
looks and stares that we weren't supposed to
Yeah.
get. But I was even back then at 18. I was training my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I've even heard plain as day, face to face, what are y'all doing out here? And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna end up out here. And I'm that person. I gotta see it and then I manifest it. So I started understanding that back then because the people of my age, they were ready to get their new apartment beside, moms or grandma.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We lived in some places where mom, grandma, child all stayed in the same complex because nobody elevated their mindset.
Exactly.
The farthest they could see and the farthest they wanted to go was the next building over. And
across the street?
Bro, that's when I started putting it together. Like, young, I was like, hold up. These mofos think alike. That's why they live on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you borrowing ketchup, they borrowing sugar, they borrowing mustard. Y'all borrowing a meal from each other because y'all think alike.
That's true.
You know what I'm
Very,
saying?
very true.
So I'm like, hold on, I gotta change this. I gotta read. I gotta acquire information.
Exactly.
Because the information they passing around
That ain't
been
getting
obsolete
nowhere.
since 60s.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't getting nowhere but across the street. I'm trying to fly across the water.
It's
like
a lot going on.
It's a lot going
What's
on out
crazy
here.
is I have the almost same exact story. I grew up in this trailer park in a small place called Pine Level, North Carolina. Pine Level.
Never heard of it.
Trailer park. And most of my family lived there. And it was just one of those trailer parks, like nothing in it. But across the street was the neighborhood. Was the you know, they were like that. So I realized that I can't be here. So I befriended one of the he was in my school, so he became my best friend, and I stayed over there most of the time. Mom used to be like, "Why don't you never come home?" I'm like, "It ain't nothing over here. I'm trying to see what this is all about." So that kind of opened my eyes to there's a whole new world out, and I was young too, so there was a whole new world outside of the trailer park, and it's literally across the street. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is my best friend now.
We friends now.
Exactly.
It's like that, man. It's the story is pretty much similar. It stays the same. The players and the pieces just change. That's all that changes. You know what I'm saying? And by us creating opportunities, hopefully we create individuals who adopt that mentality,
100%.
who drop, who divorce that poverty mentality. You know what I'm saying? We never trying to portray on y'all that we better than y'all.
Oh no.
We just think a little different. And there's a reason behind the thinking. It's like a gumbo, man. The ingredients that I chose to put in me can be different than the ingredients you chose to put in you. That makes me who I am.
Exactly.
That makes my taste. That gives me flavor. And I just knew. When I was young, I was one of those people. I used to really pay attention to the fact of like slavery. Why couldn't we read? Why? Why was that a law? Why was that a rule that you could not be caught breaking? And I'm telling you, like single digit age, I put it together. This is how they pass information. If you want to pass information from generation to generation, you're gonna be gone one day, and they have to have something. Even further back in the day, bro, they had scrolls and they had these tablets that they would carve information in and pass these specific tablets to their heirs.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, my daddy did this. This is how we're gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So at an early age, I understood information ruled the nation. Information.
100%.
Information. Like, bro, if you don't know there's a new tax law, and I do, and you get slammed on your taxes, it ain't nobody else's fault. The information changed. They publicized this information that it changed. Did you updated your phone?
Exactly.
Your phone popped on and said you need to tonight. We need to do an update.
Yeah, because we got to get back on Instagram. Yeah, that's it.
We got to get back on this dumb stuff.
So I look at it like this: like the absence of information is the absence of opportunity. Like information is 100% the most important thing because of the simple fact that you have an opportunity. And you have an opportunity. Like a lot of people, instead of going to read an article, they would go and jump on Instagram.
Or wait for you to talk about it.
Exactly. And by then it's too late because I'm already on the train. I'm already on it. And now you're trying to get on it.
And I can't give you everything the article said. I'm just going to tell you what stood out to me.
Exactly.
So one thing, even in the military, we can attest to this right now. Most soldiers wait for us, the leadership, to pass everything on to them. But we've been given the same exact rules and regulations that changed for us, changed for them. But you neglected to read any of it. So now when it comes down to something change, you're on this side of the line now, because that used to be on this side, but now it changed. Now I'm wasting time telling you can't do that when all you got to do is update the information. Read it.
That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do. Like, I hate when soldiers waited for me. If I had to correct you, we had a big problem.
Oh, yeah.
Because, one, you as a grown adult not knowing you can't do something, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable in the real world.
Oh, yeah.
You know it's unacceptable at this job, man. That's
make
unacceptable in life. You're not going to like me, bro. I like following rules. Rules protect fools. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fool, so I'm already gonna know what the rules are. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Hey, this too easy for me. Doing what I'm supposed to do, that's too easy. But if you wait for somebody to correct you or inform you, you already behind the curve. You already behind the ball curve. So, with that being said, so when it comes to prioritizing, can you remember any incidents that's particular that you had to make a decision that most people wouldn't make just to uphold your priorities?
No, absolutely. It's kind of tough, but so there's been a couple times where I had to choose business or my children. And that is a very, very hard decision to make. It's a very, very hard decision. So it's either sometimes, so I get my kids and I work a lot. So sometimes you do have to sacrifice that time to be able to, spend time with your children. But at the same time, there's gonna come them times where it's like, I love y'all to death, but I'm building this for y'all. I'm building this for the world, like to potentially change the world right now. So there's been some of them days where it's just like they want to do a certain thing on the day, go somewhere or just spend some time together. I'm like, hey, Dad has to work. Dad has to work. I love y'all to death. I will always be here for y'all, but Dad has to work today. And that was a tough decision for me. But when I look back on it, I'm glad I made those decisions. Yeah. Like sometimes you got to take the tough decision and just run with it. And know that what you have is golden and it's a gift from God, and just run with it.
Absolutely. So, I love that, man, because that's real. That's real. Like, we're not telling you guys you're not going to face any distractions. You're not going to face any pressures. You're not going to face any outside entities telling you that's not right. It's going to happen. If you looking, if you listening, it's going to happen. It is. It's a matter of when, not if.
But here's the thing, though. When it happened, you know when it's going to happen. Like, you know what's a distraction, and but a lot of people will get so wrapped up in the everyday, that right now, what's in front of them, and they forget about the future. You know what's a distraction. Whenever you're on that game for 4+ hours, and you realize, hey, I didn't send this email, I didn't do this certain thing, you know that it's a distraction. You know it.
It's how you balance and foster personal goals, alongside career goals, alongside entrepreneur goals. Because we like 3-4 different people. People don't really realize this. Like, an entrepreneur wears so many different hats. Like, we can work for somebody and wear the worker hat. Work for ourselves and wear the CEO, the presidential hat.
Exactly.
Take that hat off. We got on the father, the mother hat. We got, we got so many different personalities that we have to basically abide by. Like, we have to, hey, I can't even put both hats on at the same time sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So how do you balance that, one, and the second part B to that question, how are some ways that you find time to invest into all of these different versions of yourself?
That's a great question. That's a great question. So me personally, I look at it as whatever I'm investing into, what is it benefiting? So as far as my military career, if I'm investing in that 100%, who is that getting? Who is that bettering?
Uncle.
That's exactly. That's better in the uniform. So how I balance it is that, okay, I understand that if I invest in my military career, that's gonna better this person. If I invest in the business, that's gonna better this person, and this person. But if I invest in myself, that's gonna better me. So I honestly think the best balance is investing in yourself first, because you can't even invest in nothing if you don't invest in yourself first. So that's why I spend a lot of time in the gym. That's why I spend a lot of time praying. That's why I spend a lot of time just being with family, because that's important, because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Come on,
So investing in yourself is important. That's the first thing. Write
it down.
And then after that, you want to invest in things that's going to better your surroundings, meaning like your family, your livelihood. And then after that, invest in the things that's going to better people, other people. So that's how I structure mine.
Man, it gives me so much pleasure to talk about this, not in the direction of talking to somebody who doesn't understand. It gives me so much pleasure to talk to somebody that understands.
Absolutely.
Because when I tell people this, it's like they like how do you do it? Because at one point, bro, I was a full-time recruiter for the military.
Oof.
You literally don't have forget a day off. None of your time is yours.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam want all of it, because we had a saying that we said every day: always be recruiting. You know what I'm saying? Always. You always recruit, no matter where you go. If you go to the bathroom and you size a mug up, he make height and weight requirements, you better talk to him.
Come here, let me talk to
bro,
you.
after you wash your hands, I got something to say to you. Like, always be, like, as a matter of fact, bro, being such an athlete, that's how I recruited. I only recruited other athletes. I only recruited myself. And people are like, what you mean? If you didn't have the same mindset as me, I wasn't even gonna talk to you. Yeah. Like, I don't care how high your ASVAB score was. Yeah. I got a 90. So what? What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't talking to no dummy. So, you play high school sport? Oh, that's cute. I'm 40 with a 40-inch vertical. Get out of here. Like, what are we talking about? So, anything like you felt, you could combat me with, I'm smart. I got 4 degrees that I don't even have up on my wall. What are we talking about? Exactly. That stuff don't mean nothing. The investment in the person that I am means everything. Exactly. So when I tell people I graduated with a master's degree while recruiting, while making my mission, this is what I'm talking about. I put first things first. Myself, I had to make sure that I was that person when I walked out that door that I needed to be, not that I wanted to be. I gotta be this person. I gotta be healthy. I gotta be in shape, because my day is 24 hours straight of working, driving, and I would pick my kids up and drop them off to school every day while doing all this. So don't tell me you don't have time to see your kids when my day started at 4 a.m. I go work out, full-fledged workout, come back home, get them ready, take them to school, and get to work on time, and beat everybody else to work.
Exactly. Exactly.
While you at home, I done worked out, did my homework for my master's degree before you even woke up. So we had the same 24. I already invested more into myself in my 24 hours by 6 a.m. than you gonna do all day.
See, but and here's the thing: you don't realize how much time you really do have until you push that time to the limit. Some people think, okay, I work, then I'm gonna go to sleep by this time. What if you just didn't go to sleep at that time? What if you pushed it back a little bit later, or you woke up a little bit earlier? I promise you're gonna realize, like, dang, I got a little bit more time to do a little bit more. So constantly keep pushing yourself to the limit. Like when I was out of shape, nobody didn't care. Like I was just this nobody. I honestly think that's one of the most important things is staying in shape, because a lot of people think like, oh, you're just a meathead, you just did pick up weights. But being in the gym teaches you a lot more than just that's it. Like it teaches you discipline, and discipline can go with any craft. Like having discipline, it'll teach you to stick to something. Like when you start seeing progression and we start looking at yourself in the mirror and it's like, dang, I like the way I look. That's gonna start seeping into the business. That's gonna start seeping into you with your children, how you are with your children, to be dedicated to something.
Discipline is an asset.
Absolutely. 100%.
It's probably besides health, because I believe health is the number one asset, and we're not taught to speak about it that way. But health and discipline are probably 1A and 1B.
Oh yeah.
If you have those two, you got something better than gold.
Absolutely.
It's universal. Discipline and health will travel everywhere. You see these healthy, rich people drop dead all the time.
Yeah.
You see these undisciplined individuals obtain and lose more than they obtain probably in the same year. Shameless plug. Mastering self-discipline. I read somewhere discipline to solve 90% of your issues. 90% of your problems. No void. In this house, every day, we have, since I've been with my wife, we've been together 12 years, married 7. We don't talk about problems, especially when they're right in front of us. I'm so far down the road, I'm handling 2030 stuff right now. We don't even take care of 2030 in 2030.
Yeah.
We ain't taking care of 2024 in 2024.
That's already taken care of.
I did that like 2-3 years ago.
Exactly.
Like I literally plan, define your goal, define your purpose. That's when I learned how to plan. Writing that book taught me, that was the same time, finishing that book was the same time I was military recruiter, going to school, father, going through all this stuff, getting back in shape. All of this stuff happened during that same time. So you can't tell me in that year that I did all of that, We ain't talking about, I thought about it, I wrote it down, I came close to, that I accomplished. I got a plaque for completing my mission that year. People that didn't do anything but recruit that year, didn't work on themselves one time, didn't even get a plaque for finishing recruiting that year, for finishing their mission. You mean to tell me I got a plaque for that, and I did something during that year that gonna be for a lifetime. I got a master's degree and I finished the book. That's a lifetime, 2 things at one time. That was when I learned how to master myself and my discipline, and that's what I got out of it. So you have to be a product of these things in order to be able to teach it.
Oh yeah.
You have to do it. You
100%.
have to. You couldn't show us how to work that machine that you have to make these individuals faster.
Exactly.
Without first trying to know yourself.
Exactly. That's crazy. I can't like a person that's out of shape or that's slow or that's whatever. Like out of shape, you can't tell me, oh yeah, you got to get in the gym. I wouldn't even believe you. I wouldn't believe you. Like I wouldn't just get out of my face. I don't know who you are. But now somebody like me or yourself, like if we go and talk to people about being in shape, and we'll be listened to.
The respect will be there immediately.
Exactly.
He gotta know something.
Exactly. Look at him.
I watched this dude press 300 pounds
Exactly.
10 times.
Exactly.
And I ain't never did it once in my life, or a collection of the way that I live in the gym during the day.
Exactly.
I saw him do. You can't just know how to do that, bro.
No.
You can't just walk in here and know how to do that. That takes time. That takes discipline.
Exactly.
So I 100% agree. In order to excel in everything, it starts with that self-discipline.
Exactly.
It has to. Who gonna check you? Who gonna check you? Andrew, who in the world in their right mind gonna step up to you and check you?
That's the thing. Nobody is. But the only person that should is yourself. It's yourself. Like, the thing is, we get mad at everybody else. Somebody cut you in line or something like that. And I heard this before. I don't know where I heard it, but it was powerful. Like, you get mad at other people for doing certain things, but you never get mad at yourself for not doing certain things or not meeting a goal or something like that. I forgot where I heard it from. That's where it was. That's where it was. And I think it was on your that's where I heard it at. And I heard it and I was like, man, that is so powerful.
You gonna get mad at you?
That is powerful.
He let you down.
Exactly.
All day. He let you down yesterday, and you sitting here telling me about first sergeant let you down.
Yeah.
And you let you down.
Exactly.
He could have gave me. He ain't had to give. You could have gave you that.
Exactly.
You could have did more push-ups and got more push-ups on your PT test. Man, I failed by one. They could have gave me that. No, you could have gave you that.
Exactly.
I don't even want to be around you.
Yeah,
At this point, I don't even want to hear the next words come out your mouth, because the person you are shows me you take shortcuts.
You're a failure.
I don't like that. You need to get away from me immediately. Like, kids did not understand that. Like, I won't accept that around me. Like, what you mean? You can't do that. You can't. Bro, I can dictate what I want around me. And if you don't want to stop coming around me, I promise you I will stop coming around you.
Exactly.
Like, man, yeah, I want a PT this morning. You want a PT every morning, sir? Yes. This is me. This is the Army paying me to directly invest in myself. Yes, I'm gonna use that hour or whatever they give us, because I'm directly benefiting from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people look at it as like, oh, it's too early.
Oh, this is a job.
This is it. Exactly. But you could look at it a whole different way. A situation could be so bad. But if you look at it, if you just turn the page and look at it a whole different way, like 6 o'clock in the morning, I know it's early. But you got to think, you got all your day ahead of you, and you get to work out for free.
And you woke up. You are
that's the number one
disrespecting the first blessing.
That's the number one thing.
Man, you disrespect blessings, they'll stop coming.
Exactly. Like, you have no room.
Oh, I gotta get up. I think I told Jay one time, I'm like, bro, I don't need no alarm clock, bro.
Yeah.
I never use no alarm clock, bro.
No.
For what?
That's nice.
I know what time I need to be up, and I actually like my life, so I'm ready to get to. Bro, I hate having to go to sleep, bro. I want to keep consciously being me, bro. Yes. Like, I'm ready to wake up in this dude right here, bro. I get to do whatever I want because I work my butt off. I've been working since I was 11. I worked my butt off to get to this point where I can live how I live.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm not about to cut that short. I'm not, man, every day I can squeeze out of this vessel, I'm squeezing.
And I think last year is when I first got that same feeling. Like, I love being me.
What?
I love being me.
Bro.
Like, that's the first, you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself. Man, and the way you can truly love yourself is to improve yourself in every single aspect. Be the best at whatever it is that you do, whether you're in school, whether you work on a job, whatever it is, be the best at that. And I know it sounds cliche. I know it does, but it's true. Be the best at it. Because this world, I mean, as a man, it's a competition.
It's a competition, whether you know it or not.
Exactly. Because if you're competing against me, it's over. You're not gonna compete against me. So,
bro, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So, my best friend, bro, we've been best friends 22 years. No arguments, no fuss, no fight. When it's time, we check each other. We know it's out of love. We don't take it maliciously. We think just alike. So I was talking to him, man. We went to see him one day for his birthday. Matter of fact, it was the same year I wrote this. We went to see him for his birthday. And me and my wife, we had been working out. Like, we had been working out every day, 3 times a day. We've been getting after it. So it was his birthday, and we took a picture. As soon as we got in the house, man, I was just looking at him like, man,
you done changed,
small, man. You kind of small, because he always, played D1 basketball, so he always been, cut up, top athlete. And my wife said something to him. I didn't know she said it. After I gave him a hug, I was going to hug his wife. My wife says to him, she said, you got to get your weight up.
Ooh.
And bro, I didn't know this took place. So we get back. We spend the whole day with them. All love. He didn't say nothing. So the next day I get this phone call, like, bro, I'm back at it. I'm doing whatever y'all doing. I'm doing it. Because we have been posting every day. You can go on my Instagram. You can go on my Facebook. You'll see we're 10 miles a day, putting it up every day. 10 miles, 13 miles, 11 miles, every day. So this dude, every day we had just got started. So we'll do like 3 to 5 miles. And then he'll put up 7 or 8. I'm like,
what's going on?
Come on, bro. Like, ain't no way, bro. So this goes on. And we run 10, he run 13. So I got it. Then next day I gotta run 13. That's how we operate. He do it, I do it. When we was playing ball together, if I dunked on somebody, he gonna get you harder.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, okay, something going on, but I didn't know this. This year, this fool tells me, bro, I was in competition with y'all the whole time. So I didn't, bro, I'm in a full-fledged competition, but I don't know.
You didn't even know about it. That's crazy.
Every day, I'm like, bro, I did this, but he went and did. Like, why is he doing that? But I ain't never questioned. I'm like, I don't know what he got going on. This dude was in a competition because of what my wife said to him.
Hey, look. He woke up the demon and woke up the angel in him.
And he never went back to sleep. He still works out every day, multiple times a day, still in tip-top shape, better shape than we was in our 20s. And then I was like, bro,
that's how
it works.
He means, like, y'all mean a lot to him. Because he looked at y'all and was like, man, I need to get my way up for real.
Watch this. Nobody ever said that to me. And a woman said that too?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, man, it's funny you say that, because we just talked about that like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, bro, I didn't know she said that. Why you ain't say something?
Yeah.
I didn't know we was in competition. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's
But iron sharpen iron, man.
Absolutely.
Anything else, it cut through.
Exactly.
Anything else. I only want to be next to another sharp person like myself. Because I don't never want to, because you'll find yourself cutting that person.
Exactly.
Man, how you doing? Why you did that? Like, why you doing that? And it's like, bro, I only know greatness. I only know one speed. I run at the speed of greatness. That's it. That's my pace.
Yeah, exactly.
If we ain't doing this to be the best for ourselves, why are we doing this?
Exactly.
If you living in a limited lifestyle or a limited mindset, my thing is, I think I told those boys the other day, like, I want to know what I can't do.
Yeah.
I don't want to know I already know I can do it.
Yeah.
Why in the world would I go run 2 miles when I've been doing that for 14 years for the Army? I know I can do that.
Yeah.
Man, let's try 10 today. Why
and
would
they,
you?
And they look at
why
you
would
like
you
crazy.
do that?
Like, what's
why
going
would
on?
you not? I want to know what I can't do. Matter of fact, let's don't even go to a certain number. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going today. Let's go further today. We went there yesterday. We stopped right there yesterday. I live like that every day. I want to know what I can't do. All right, I've done this. I checked that off my list. I literally have a checklist of things I want to accomplish before. It's another thing that they said in one of those, I think it was ET or one of those other gurus, like that dash. I got 1985. I got a dash, and then to be determined. Whatever that end date is, it started in 85. When my race is done in 2021, 20, the year, 100 years from now, when my race is done, only thing that gonna matter is what's done in that dash.
Exactly.
Because that's all history gonna remember. Exactly. And if you don't do nothing in that dash, we ain't even gonna remember. What was your point of being here?
Exactly. That's
You just existed.
Yeah, that was
You didn't do nothing. So when I met my wife, I was in the dash. I was in that dash. She met me with my head down in my computer working on my bachelor's degree. That's how her first introduction to me was the top of my head, like how these kids be in the computer.
Exactly.
And it ain't never stopped ever since. All of the distractions around, man, it was drink, it was girls, it was music, everything. I was like in this little bubble, and everybody was doing everything else except what I was doing.
And when you finally wake up and actually like do those type of things, you start looking around and start being like, nobody ain't on this stuff.
Nobody.
Like and then we start seeing certain opportunities, like because I'm a big investor in a cryptocurrency. I'm a huge investor in cryptocurrency. So when I'm looking at these different opportunities and I'm like talking to people about investing, and I'm like, y'all don't see what's about to happen? Do y'all see what's happening right now? And everybody just
they here. They right here. They here.
It's crazy.
We there. They here. And then when it's here in front of them, it's too late.
Oh yeah, it's too late. And then when you see them certain numbers, you look at me like, oh, he got it. He's there. And now it's too late. I'm sorry. I told you. I feel like Noah. Like, I honestly feel like
Why
Noah.
is he building this? Man, it ain't even no water around here.
Exactly.
Bro, it's gonna rain. I'm telling you.
It ain't been no water in a long time. I'm telling you.
And that's why when we run into because me and my wife discuss this a lot. That's the main person I really have dialogue with. And she's a little younger than me, so she's getting the information at an age that I was, not the age that I am. So every time she gets to the age that I am, she's so much further ahead. We 5 years apart, so 33 and 38. She like, I wish I was this person at 33. Yeah. We would be in the mansion right now. But it's like, bro, I'm building something. I know you don't know. I know you don't understand. But when we go through problems. We just had an incident a couple of months ago that I didn't receive a check for 3-4 months.
Oh man!
But you wouldn't know it.
Yeah,
because I was prepared.
Exactly.
Like a disciplined life is the only life worth living. It's the only life worth living. Exactly. Everybody else got so many problems, but the disciplined people, we go through the same things, but we go through it different.
Exactly.
We get the easy pass.
Exactly. We live the same life.
We go through the toes.
Exactly. Well, we're used to the blows.
We're used to
them, so we can walk through life and we just absorb them. When you get hit with a blow, when an undisciplined person get hit with that blow, that's gonna knock them off the side of the road for a little bit. They gotta take a knee. Me, I'm gonna walk straight through it.
What?
I'm walking straight through it.
Man, I train with Muhammad Ali. I train with Floyd. Whoever you put in that ring with me, they ain't the champ. Man, I get hit by the champ on Thursdays, every Thursday.
Exactly.
You fighting this dude one time in a year.
Exactly.
You taking 8 months to train for this same situation that I'll come up against. I push myself to the limit every day. If I do a workout and I don't push myself to the limit, it's like, bro, like what for one, you just wasted time. But two, you didn't even find out what you couldn't take. So in every one of my workouts, I want to go through the worst thing I'm gonna go through that day. So whatever you throw at me is nothing, man. That's soft, man. Exactly. Problem. What you talking about, bro? I had 1,000 pounds on my legs this morning, bro. You gonna throw this little 5-pound weight on me? What you talking about?
It's funny you say that. I was sick a couple of weeks ago, and I'm one of them people that I rarely get sick. I probably get sick once a year, if that.
If that.
So I was sick, and when I say I was sick, I had like 105 fever, and I was laying in my bed. I was really messed up, and I told myself I'm not gonna take nothing. I'm not gonna do anything. I want to see, and call me crazy if you want to. Call me crazy. Maybe it's just a mentality. I want to see if my body can take this. If it take me out, Lord, I'll come see you. I'll come see you. But I want to see where my body can. So I'm laying in my bed. Call me crazy. And I'm shaking and doing stuff. And I'm like, Lord, if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. and I fell asleep. Woke up fine. And I
Body
was
took
like,
care of it.
my body just did that. I didn't take no Motrin. I didn't take no aspirin. I didn't do anything.
But that's the
so
design.
now I know what my body can take. And it was the most. My mom called me crazy. She was like, "Why you do that? You should have took this. You should have took that." I was like, "Mom, my body just healed itself. God just healed me. Like it was perfect." But my mom really thought I was crazy for that one.
But when you treat that vessel right, that's what it's supposed to do. The
Exactly.
people that it does do that too, then take them out. It's something. It's them not telling themselves no on something that they didn't need. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I tell myself no all the time. At almost 40, I can't look crazy. Like I gotta tell myself no sometimes. I tell myself no to steak, chicken.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta do a 24-hour fast. We gotta drink some water.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta do the things that we supposed to do, because this thing gonna only react what's in it. You know what I'm saying? If the right things are in this body, we've proven that every disease, everything on this earth, we have a natural cure for, or the body heals itself of it.
Exactly.
So
100%.
what has happened, in the course of time, that we've been dying, the most we've been dying of cancer and all of these, is discipline. AIDS, all of that stuff. It's discipline. Like, how are you not gonna be disciplined enough to know the status of somebody that you're giving your vessel to? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's just a lack of discipline. You spreading yourself 10, 15, 20 people at a time and not even having a conversation enough to know what's going on with them. That's a discipline issue.
Exactly.
Like, the obesity rate, high as it ever been, that's a discipline issue. McDonald's is not a 3-course meal thing you can have every day.
Oh, no.
You know that.
No.
Any fast food restaurant, any food you can cook in, and if you can go to a window, order it, and then it's done before you get, you don't supposed to put that in your body.
But you can't blame them now, because it's hard, because they're pushing this body positivity, all this stuff, so that we're society is accepting something that shouldn't be accepted. Something that's unacceptable. Like me personally, I wouldn't say I'm not against obesity. Well, I am against, because it's just not right. Like It's not okay to be out of shape.
Right.
It's not okay. It's so many health concerns. There's so many, and obesity starts there. And now the society's pushing all this stuff. Hey, just, it's okay to be out of shape. You can still be a big cheerleader. You can still be this. No, you're just gonna be the base. Yeah. That's it. That's it. So I mean, I honestly think, like, you have to get rid of society as far as the distractions. Like, be the best you can be. Like no New Year's resolution. Like I went to the gym the other day, and it was packed.
It's a line.
It was packed, and I was like, oh man, this is my first time really experiencing the New Year's resolution. I'm like, I never had to wait in line for the cables. Now I gotta wait. Oh, don't worry, I'll be here.
4 a.m. It ain't packed.
4 a.m.
Jesus.
I went at 9 o'clock last night. I was like, this is nice. This is nice.
Because whoever just left out of here, they home, they got their beer, they doing everything they ain't supposed to be doing, and feel like they came here so that negate. No, that ain't how it works. So I do agree that we have a big discipline issue with these things that are going on. And one thing that I trained myself a long time ago, if society is doing it, I can't do it. It's an agenda. Yeah. It's some kind of bigger agenda behind everything. And I have to uphold my agenda.
Exactly.
It's an agenda. It's a plan. It's a proposition. Something is being gained by sometimes, man, I'm baffled that they'll put a McDonald's across the street from a McDonald's. But I've seen it. I've seen a radius where Starbucks is probably 4 Starbucks in a 1 mile radius. Do you don't think they could have just put that one right there and then 10, 15 miles down the street they did that because it's an agenda. It's an agenda. Honestly, I don't ever remember having one. I don't ever remember having a stop. I don't ever remember having one. But I use that example because I've seen that. Like, it's directly across the street. I remember I worked for these Arabs that had this gas station. And they bought the gas station across the street. And they would play this game. They would price the gas across the street like a different price. And then they would price the other gas a different price. And certain people would go to a certain gas station and think that I saved 1 cent on it. Bro, he getting your money. I work for dude.
That's all.
I know he brought that gas station and put another Arab in there, and y'all don't even know that. Yeah. Different people, it's almost like a project. Different people would go to this one because it was a little nicer. Yeah. Different people would go to this one because it was a little more hood. Yeah. It was a game, and they were in the back laughing, winning the game the whole time. And what surprises me the most, coming from these neighborhoods, we would willingly hand our money to every other ethnicity and not support one thing we own.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You open a barbershop, they ain't coming. But they go to this same gas station. They go to this same Chinese food restaurant religiously every day. You know what I'm saying? But you can open up one. Your man can open up one. Heck, y'all can open it up together, and the division would start. As soon as the addition started, the division started.
Exactly. Exactly. I like that.
Like, come on, man, we doing the wrong kind of math. These guys would buy this store, and then say for instance you were just coming to the country, and they would finance you a store until you got on your feet, till you can buy the store back from them. Now you own that store. Now you can. We can't do that. We can't. Bro, I got 2 books that family ain't even never gonna touch.
Why do you think that is?
It's a mentality. It's in our DNA. It's been bred in us to be against each other. Like, it's certain things that you can't control once the environment has breeded this certain, like, say for instance, if we lived in a land long enough that only supported marine life, at some point in time we'll grow gills, man. Like, just to sustain living, just to live in that environment, we would naturally grow the ability to breathe or hold our breath longer underwater. If you survive long enough. Yeah. That same thing applies to the mentality that has been written to be bred in us. To not support each other.
That's crazy.
To look at this podcast and compare it to Shannon Sharp versus support Shannon and this one.
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
You ever heard who's better, Larry Bird or Pistol Pete? You ain't never heard that. No, you ain't tired. You ain't never gonna hear that because they don't compare each other. They both just great.
But LeBron and Jordan get compared
and never gonna step on the court together in the history of ever.
That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. That
you
makes
never
a
gonna
lot
hear
of sense.
Who was the best? Larry Bird, this other Caucasian gentleman. Never. You ain't never even heard that sentence. That's a mentality we have, that we are charged with the responsibility of breaking. Naturally. My son naturally wants to be the best at everything. But he has this natural thing that he does when he doesn't accomplish it, that he spazzes out. And I gotta teach him that's not correct, because I know I didn't teach you that.
The spazzing out?
Yeah. I lost the race. He cheated. No, bro. You just gotta get in the lab, get faster. You just gotta, like, he plays basketball. His first game is coming up this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Tomorrow. If he misses a shot, he's gonna lose it. because he always makes it. But I'm like, bro, you didn't fail. You tried. So you normally make, like, if I give him 10, he'll make 8 right now at 7 years old. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm breeding you to be great, but I'm also giving you permission to fail, because you're never going to experience success without failure, bro. You can't.
That's very, very true.
I get it. You want to be like me right now. He want to be like me right now.
Yeah.
He just said it when I went downstairs. He want to be like me right now.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this took me 38 years and I still ain't the best me, bro. What you gonna do?
But you never know. He might be one of them ones that's like, listen, I'm gonna be great regardless.
But I would doom him if I allow him to believe that he can't fail. I will let him understand that at the end of the day, as a man, you have to make it happen. But if you do your best, I'm all right with that. If you miss this shot, I'm okay with that. Because somebody ain't even take it. Like, they didn't take it. The other kids passed you the ball. If you missed it, I'm all right with it. Give him permission. Give him permission to fall, because he's going to fall. But at the same time, it's going to take time. That's what I keep telling him. I can't wait till I'm in high school. Like, son, I need that time. Don't rush that time. I need that to show you all of this stuff. Like, don't rush it.
I do agree with that. So right now I'm teaching my kids how to play chess. And of course my boys can't mess with me. I'm that guy. So he gets mad all the time whenever he gets. So I'm teaching him that it's not about failing. It's about somewhere where I beat you at, you made a mistake somewhere. You made a mistake somewhere, and it's okay to make mistakes, but you got to understand where you made a mistake. Like me personally, if you missed a shot, you made a mistake somewhere. Whether it be in the arc, whether it be how far you jump, or whatever it is, you made a mistake somewhere, and that's what you got to correct.
He hate when I say this. I say this one phrase, and he already know. I'm saying the same thing he's saying, but I just use 2 words.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, fix it.
Fix it.
Fix it. You're like, man, I missed it. I don't know what's going to fix it.
Exactly.
Somewhere along the way, you did something the way you didn't do it the last time.
Exactly.
Fix it.
Because you used to making them.
He hates when I say that, but I'm going to keep saying it. Fix it. That's what I'm telling him. You made the mistake somewhere along the way. You didn't do it the same way. Fix it. Fix it. So yeah, man. So he wants to play chess. So we're gonna have to link up.
Chess is an amazing game. I love chess.
It's a thinking man's game.
Exactly.
Can't be no dummy fooling with that chess board,
no,
boy.
No.
You're gonna get embarrassed.
And then you realize, like, you think you're good at chess, and then you realize, oh man, there's some people that's really, really good. Really, really good.
There's so many moves ahead. When you make your first move, they already like, okay, they so quick. Oh, he can only.
It's a life game. It's a life game. You mess up, it's truly like no one's better than you. No one's better than you at chess. They just didn't make as many mistakes. You made a mistake somewhere.
You minimized it.
And they capitalized. Exactly.
So it's ironic we was talking about family and stuff like that a few minutes ago, because now I wanna take this direction another way. So as far as support systems goes, we were talking about this even before the interview, and the conversation was going off camera. We was going to the direction of not doing this alone. How do you manage? Sometimes, because I'm speaking from my experience, sometimes there is no support. It's only a man can only go where he's going, and nobody can go with him. But it's also encouraging, and it's also necessary to have that support system. So how do you handle sometimes navigating not having a support system, and or who is your support system?
So as far as business wise, I don't necessarily have a support system. I have a support system as far as like you can do it or keep moving. Like my brothers are everything. Like my brother, I have 4 brothers, no sisters. I kind of wish I had a sister, but I have 4 brothers, and they're everything to me. They're everything. I love my mom to death, love my children to death, but my brothers are that piece that I need. So they always keep me pushing forward. So that's my biggest support system as far as what that I can keep going. But as far as the actual business, everybody don't think like me. Like even though I have my brothers, but they're off doing their own businesses. And when it comes to how I structure my business, it's all me. It's all me. And and it goes back to that, you got to have that discipline, because sometimes you're not going to have that support system. And if you think you're going to have a support system, just understand that everybody ain't on the same path as you. Everybody's not on the same path. Matter of fact, nobody's on the same path as you, because it's your life. So you got to understand that when you're going down that path, that, hey, it's a lonely road. It's a lonely road to the top. But guess what? When you get there, you ain't gonna be lonely no more. I promise you.
Some winners out there waiting.
Exactly. And you'll meet some winners along the way. You'll meet some winners, but still, when you meet those winners, like today, I meet a winner, but we're still not on the same path.
Yeah.
We're getting there, but we're not on the same path. We don't have the same journey. So as far as that support system, like I said, my brothers, but as far as the individual journey, it's all me. It's all me.
I like that because it just triggers something in my head as far as when you for the people out there listening, if you travel, you getting on the plane, right? We all getting on the plane together. We start together, right? The first thing we all do, once we check in and we get on that plane, the first thing you got to do before you even come to the airport, limit your luggage. Limit what you taking. Mm-hmm. Limit your baggage, because baggage not only can bring you down, but if the plane is ever overloaded, it's going to bring everybody on that plane down.
Exactly.
So on your journey, you just need to make sure the luggage, the baggage that you can potentially bring, don't bring all your baggage. Don't bring all your luggage, man. Take the necessary things that you need. And then when you get on that journey, like you said, once we get off that plane, if we going to Vegas, once we all get there, we might disperse as soon as we get off that plane. As soon as they land that joker and we walk off that plane, we might all go different places, different hotels, different part of Vegas. Some people might be going to California. Just because we all on that same path in the beginning, we all got different destinations.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Just be aware of that. Don't get too attached to somebody who's right in your face on that plane, because the person that might be sitting in the seat next to you, they going somewhere different when they land. They got a different loved one, a different destination waiting on them. So it just triggered in my head, like, that's how you got to carry this thing. You can't get there alone. Your job is to get on the plane. Exactly. The pilot gonna fly it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? God he gonna have the destination for you. You just got to get there, get on the plane, and let him fly. Let him pilot that thing. Your job is done. You got on there, and he's gonna get you there safely. If you didn't bring all that luggage, all that baggage, you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, I love that we've been able to take these entrepreneurs, these individuals on a journey, because it's so many more of us out there. So many more of us out there. We're writing books. We're creating workouts. That's one of my passions as well, to train. To be, I'm a physical trainer as well, and it's like, bro, like to know all of these things and to know these people that's on this journey with me. That's the proper direction of what Entrepreneurs Unleashed is about. Because once you enter into this family, we gonna try to make sure we all work together somewhere down the line.
Absolutely,
you have to. I have to use his company. I have to use his product, because I got boys, I got neighbors, I got kids out here. I got enough kids out here one day in the summer, if you want to do a little mini camp to expose the neighborhood to what you have going on. 100%. We can set it up right here.
I love it.
We can set it up right here, and that's the point. I can't put a dime in his pocket out of my pocket, but if one of these kids out here can get exposed to this and become a better athlete, we all still won.
Exactly. And just even the platform right here, this is more than enough, because now you're allowing me to be able to get my word out there and getting my message and my company out there. So I really appreciate this.
That's what it's for. This is what it's for, man. If you haven't tuned in, if you haven't DM me, call me about getting on here, it's something that I would like to do with all of the small businesses, all of the entrepreneurs, because that's at the end of the day, that's the reason behind it.
Exactly.
Hearing you say that, but I know I'm going to use you in the future.
Exactly.
I know we're going to work together in the future. That's a different type. That's a different type of reassurance, of confidence. Like,
100%.
okay, I know I got somebody else that got my back. They run in the same race as me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we might be going in different directions here or there, but he works with athletes. I work with athletes.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's one of the things that I try to teach my athletes. Like, every sport is cardio. What sport you not? Besides NASCAR. But if you look at some of those guys, they have to be in such good shape to sit in that car for 2, 3, 4 hours.
Yes. Man, you ever been on a road trip without stopping?
Come on, bro.
Man,
in a suit like that it's they describe it as super hot. Like they lose like so much water and fluid.
Exactly.
Like you will pass out.
Yeah.
So you still got to be in good shape,
Absolutely.
good cardio. So every sport requires you to be a great athlete. You know, why wouldn't you train to be the best athlete that you can if you're going to, play a sport, any kind of sport?
Absolutely.
I don't care what it is. Cheerleading, I don't care what it is.
Yeah, you gotta be
in shape, man. Or
you're
gonna be the base.
Exactly. You don't want to be the base.
You don't want to be the base all the time. You want to be you want to be small, like Fred, like able to throw that joker up there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, well, it's been a great interview. I really hope and I pray that the audience they enjoy it as well as I enjoy it, because this has been a whole experience. We're gonna definitely keep up with you. The next time you're on here, I want to talk how the business has changed.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Growing.
Constantly
like
growing.
We gotta grow. We have to. And that's the direction I want to take this next conversation. I just want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for giving this information to this audience. This is a great audience. This is a smart audience. We love to learn here on this audience, and you definitely taught us something today that we can take forward in our life, man. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely, 100%. And I really appreciate you once again for having me. I really appreciate the audience for tuning in. And constantly keep tuning in, because this is some great information. I learned a lot since I've been here. Learned a lot about you. Learned a lot about the business. So I really appreciate everything you're doing for us. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thank y'all, man. Keep tuning in, y'all. We're going to keep hitting you with hits every chance we get. This has been P.H.D. and me.